thing. So, what do you think the powers that be want ultimately?
Okay, so when you say the powers that be, who are the powers that be that you're talking about?
Okay, the people or authorities that are in charge of how this society is run and seen and conducted. So they've been really,
Like the government and stuff. Yeah, you're talking about
yeah,
the government and
like
stuff. Yeah.
governments. So, for instance, with this virus thing going around, they've managed to get thousands of people to stay in their houses for some people are saying ulterior motives
Got you,
in
got you,
order
got you.
to kind of control, or everyone's got different reasons what they think the agenda is, if you get what I mean. Do you have any thoughts on that, of what their ultimate goal could be?
Um, yeah, I've got a perspective, I've got an angle,
Okay.
and that perspective and angle is it's the same mission that they've always been on. I don't think the mission has changed. Ultimately, I think it's about control, people control, and that's what they've been doing and always been doing since the powers that be that are currently in control of the governments and so forth. Because when we talk about the powers that be, I think the powers that be is yourself. You're the power that be's, and then you've got higher unseen forces too that are physical and non-physical, and these are powers that be. So I don't want to give all the credit to the physical figures that we see and thinking that they're the ultimate powers that be that are affecting our lives. I do feel that they're just like we are. There's we're puppets. So when you see presidents, prime ministers, and various authorities, I think they're not actually the powers that be. They're just the spokespeople, the spokespersons, of the mission. So to go back, what is the mission? What is their agenda? Is people control. The people. I had this conversation the other day, just as far as the way that governments are set up. And these institutions, they're corporates, they're institutions, businesses, and businesses are dependent upon products and services. The fundamentals. So with the government, you've got to kind of look at, well, what are their products and what are their services that they provide. And there's many products, there's many services, but they have main products and they have main services. And I think one of their main products is human beings. That's their main product. And it's always been since they set up their, institutions in the way that they have. They're dependent upon people, and populations. And they have to, just like any business, have to control your products. Whether it's animals, mobile phones. You can't just be ordering randomly and having stock coming in and know where to put the stock and stuff like that. You've got to be able to control it. You've got to manage it. So the same with any product. There's an element of control that's required, the management. And then and with the services that's provided, whether it's the the educational, the health, they have their services. And I think all of their products and services are geared towards fulfilling their agenda. And they have multiple agendas, and when it comes to the people, I think it's about controlling the people. If we're getting specific with that, if it's to do with finances, if it's to do with resources, these are all the various products and services that they're dependent upon to keep themselves in the places that they are. So what is their goal? What is their mission? To uphold all of that, to keep that going, and that's why I say it's the same mission that they've always been on. I don't think anything's changed much. I think what's happening is that we're getting to a point in time in history where, let's say, people are waking up, seeing more, hearing more, feeling more, at the same time being misinformed more and all the rest of it. And there's more conversations taking place where people are saying things like what we're hearing, it's this, it's that, and the government's up to this and they're up to that. But to me, they're up to the same old tricks that they've always been up to. It's
Okay.
nothing new.
Cool. So the next question that follows on from that is, um, how can how can we combat what you've just explained as being what their agenda is, which is control? How can we kind of, I guess, defend ourselves against that agenda, if it's possible?
Yeah, I think the first thing is accepting the situation that you're in.
Okay.
And that's the first thing, surveying, observing and surveying the actual climate that you're in. So that leads you not to be misinformed, like you do the real Googles. And those Googles will be internet Googles eventually, but those Googles are just observing, seeing history, what's happened in the past, what's currently happening, see the patterns, see those patterns within yourself, how you connect with it all. At the end of it, how does it make you feel? Not necessarily much going with the flow or going with the masses or going with what your mum or your dad or your partner or your teachers telling you to go with. Observing, studying, looking at the patterns, doing your own maths and coming up with your own conclusions is the first thing I think you should do, so you can stand on your square. You know where you're at. You know where you feel. Through it all. And then that's before you start engaging in hearing stuff from whoever and wherever, because I said there's a lot of information out there that can sounds good but may not be the truth, may not be facts, may not be what you need to get you where you need to be in being. Going back to the initial question, what's the purpose of life? For you to experience, for you to do what you want, to be liberated. That's what it's all about. So in any regards, whether it's the powers that be that we're making reference to, or the people that you live with in the house that you live, or your neighbours, or the people you work with, these are all powers that be that can deter you from becoming who you're meant to become. And I believe you need to be aware of all of that, not just the forces that be, or these powers that be, like the government, where how I feel the impact that they have is only impactful if you allow it. So therefore, if you wake up in the morning, what is it that you need to do? And can you actually do it? Are the powers that be preventing you from doing that? And if they are, then you need to check that. But if they're not, then you need to keep it moving, and you keep moving. But like, are they really impacting you, and how are they really impacting you? And therefore, if it's not as impactful as I think sometimes it's suggested, you could then take that time and energy that you're worrying or concerned about what they're doing to us, and just invest it in yourself. And invest it in what you've got to do, what you're doing, and the people that you're around, what you're doing, what's going on in your house, what's going on in your fridge, what's going on in your TV. Like, you can take time to get in control of that, and then bringing it back to this whole isolation, lockdown, quarantine type stuff. It's like looking at the good in a bad situation, so to speak. And like, you could do that. That's something that you could do because you're in control. So it's about what can you do. Is basically just take control of your shit, basically. And I don't know what everyone's shit is, and some people's shit may immediately that I can't do what I need to do because the powers that be are preventing me from doing that. And then you would then need to observe and survey what they're doing, how it's preventing you from doing what you need to do, and strategically apply that information and knowledge to doing doing the right thing for yourself. And if there's a collective group of you, there's more of you that think and feel that way, then I guess you come together and you try and build and develop on that. So that's what you can do.
Cool. Thank you.